so you get like Zonia's on him.
Kennen is so strong right now.
And you get some marks.
Holy poo to do. And the nerf on him was really just for his early game. He's still the same late game power that he used to be. Nothing really there that's caused him to be not viable anymore. Let's see who the first pick's gonna be. What do you call him?
It's really tough to say. Let's see. I'm gonna go.
He's gonna pick any second. Come on.
Okay. It's gonna be. I'm waiting for Nunu. Actually, I'm waiting for Nunu. There's going to be a Nunu.
Yeah, actually, LZH did really well.
Okay, I know. There's going to be a Nunu.
No. We need the...
Put him on. Boom.
You didn't see anything.
Rumble Jungle. It's what they're doing.
Rumble
I'm
Jungle,
going to guess that there will be a Nunu on the LZH
LZH
side of this.
He was really strong in that Nunu. He invaded all the time, and that actually brought them the first 2 victories that they had in that. And last week's tournament, so it's going to be interesting to see if
this game should be very awesome. Looking there, it is the Nunu.
He's just listening to the stream because he's a scumbag, so he's probably not
he does like it in.
He's not gonna. Okay.
There you go. So as I was saying, that Nunu pick, fantastic. Jace, another very strong pick.
And this is why I love Sasori.
I'm gonna guess that this Jace is not going to be support Jace this time, but you never know. Nunu, Jace, saw it coming. Well, both very strong picks, and of course LZH.
Bieber,
love picking them. Cho'Gath, very strong as well.
He was such a strong pick
Cho'Gath
last
Rumble
game.
is a pretty good combination.
And Cho'Gath against with the Nunu. That's gonna be really interesting because they just kind of counteract each other. Because Nunu's like, I can steal your shit, but Cho'Gath's like, only to level 6.
Oh, I'm yawning. I don't want to yawn. I'm bored of this game. That's why I'm yawning.
Make it more fun, Revenge Bunny. He's bored.
No.
Ezreal.
I'm just tired.
Ezreal is such a strong pick. We did see him kind of not work last year, but what role is Miller playing? Miller.
Do we have a Miller name? I see no Miller name. Who's Miller? Please tell me so I can guess.
There you go.
You see the Varus coming up very strong. AD carry, of course, with his piercing arrow. And, oh man, you're just... Are you serious or not?
We see the Varus.
I don't know if I would pick Sona with a Varus, but I suppose it can work fairly well. You have a lot of harass, especially with that piercing arrow and Sona's power chords. You can deal a lot of damage fairly early, like even at level 1 if you get Sona's Q and piercing arrow both at level 1. But sometimes Sona's like to get that
the early damage
aura
on that once he gets blight is just gonna be it's gonna be so strong. It's gonna be interesting if they go for a lane swap here. That'd be a pretty good lane swap because Sona's so good at bullying that it would be really strong for them to to 2v1 someone, because they could shut down Rumble, they could shut down any mid laner really. I'd like to see who they pick out in this mid lane. Hopefully they're gonna go for that Lysandre pick again. That Lysandre was so good last game.
Most
I
definitely.
would love to see it again.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Rise pick.
Yeah, up against the Jace. That's
Rise has been doing very powerful, and Anivia, pretty good. We saw Anivia in only one game, I think, this time, and she got rocked.
She got rocked early, but then she did well late. All right, this is how much power I have over this game. Revenge Bunny. Go to Heimerdinger.
He'll pick. No, he's not
going
to.
He won't lock it in.
Smite you.
He won't lock it in, but he'll go to it because he loves me.
No, he won't. Don't do it.
I'm not gonna give you the code if you don't. If you win, and I'm not gonna give you the code.
I'll give you the code. I'm really excited for this game, though. We've been. I seriously not stop being a little kid, man. But I'm really excited for this game. We have really high-ranked people in this game. In the game lobby just before this.
Triforce GG is in Challenger.
Yeah, I saw that. Like, I didn't know, and I'm just like looking at the people. I'm like, all right, platinum, diamond, challenger. It's just like, wait.
Actually, all of LZH are very consistent. They're all plat 3. It's kind of I think that's cool. We got a few diamonds on the side of Funk Overload, but we also have the challenger on Triforce GG. So that's just their solo queue though. Solo queue doesn't mean anything when it comes to team fights, and that's why LZH has been so strong.
Yeah,
because it doesn't matter that they're
we do see the Karthus
platinum.
We see Karthus coming down for LZH. We've seen Garthus do
Eh.
okay.
We haven't seen him win a game yet this season.
Maybe he's
0-2.
cursed. But he definitely has potential.
No, yeah. Ooh.
Depending on how you use him.
And against the Anivia, because Anivia is so squishy that it's going to be really easy for him to burst her down. Our team rank is... Oh, we're all diamond. Silly.
There you
You're
go.
silly.
There you go.
Well, when you were in the lobby, it said that they were a challenger and stuff, and then you were all diamond. It's platform.
Just go with it. It's a label. Who cares? What all matters in the end is who wins and who loses, right?
Boom. And you didn't pick Heimerdinger.
You could be... Thanks, Revenge Bunny. Being that guy. So we now have our 3-minute waiting period, and we can take off these silly blockers. Get him out of there.
The thing is,
Boom.
you gotta wait till the timer comes up, because that's when they jump into the game. Stop yelling at me.
I'm sorry.
So, 25 people, man. You think we're gonna hit the mark?
Maybe it's definitely possible. You know, I would love to see as many people get in here as possible. If we don't hit the mark, oh well. You know,
We'll hold on to the code.
We're putting out stuff that people can hopefully enjoy, and I hope everyone who's watching now and who has watched in the past is enjoying themselves. You know, because if we're doing this and people are just like, man, I guess I can watch, then, you know, I feel like we're not doing what we want to do. We want to make sure you guys are getting some fun and entertaining stuff going on.
Entertainment.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're doing it, really. I mean, we're not gaining anything out of it, and...
We're losing everything.
We want to...
I'm selling my house next week.
The thing we want to gain the most is, like, your support and
we want to gain a community.
Like, we want to make sure you guys are...
And so we can have a group hug of about 800
with us.
people. No, we want to gain a community, and then we want to build up an area where anyone and everyone can win money playing League of Legends. Not just those people who are off in LCS and get flown to California every week.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be great, you know, to have everyone, like, winning money, but
Yeah.
I don't know if it's...
We just want everyone to have a chance.
Everyone to have a chance to, like, experience what it'd kind of be like to, you know, be in, like, a...
Yeah, and have that money at stake. Right now, $10 RP cards, it's kind of fun. It's fun. We give away instantly, which is great. But if we can get up to, like, a $300 prize for every single tournament...
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
and, you know,
you'd be like,
especially
oh,
when we
well,
have
we
no
got...
buy-in.
Well, yeah, but, yeah, we're like...
And it's instant.
We're like, oh, we got LZH in here. They're scary, right? We don't want to face them. But it's $300. Why wouldn't you try, right? Why wouldn't you try to get better so that maybe next week you could take them down? Boom.
Go for it. Like,
incentive.
Think about it.
Sorry, I keep covering your face.
It's fine. People cover my face sometimes. It just happens.
He didn't even ask for it, and when he was on Cops, his face got covered.
Yeah, I had bad times, let me tell you. But, you know, we'll go over this more after the tournament, after the finals, because hopefully we can give out, like, this awesome epic speech.
27 people, man.
So,
we gotta hit 30 people after the stream, and then we'll do it.
How about you add us on League, Plague? You add us, obviously, because
Yeah,
we're
man.
kind of doing a thing. It doesn't matter. I mean, I don't play, like, ever.
He doesn't play ever.
I'm, like, Bronze 2,
I'm Silver 3.
so...
My name is Frost Prime. You can see it on my
got
screen
it.
somewhere. Nope, never mind. It's going away.
So, this is me.
He says himself first. Even though technically he could just type
Frost.
in my name and then have his name as the person who said it, because...
Well, you never know. Sometimes they, like, think that your name's not the name. But, yeah. So, my name is just, like, the same for everything, basically.
Glad to have apples. Mine is Frost Prime, but I go by Frost. That is just my name on League. My name is Frost.
So, let's check out the skin advantages. We've got the Gentleman Cho'Gath.
Again, I mean, we saw that
Legendary
last
skin. We've got the Pulsefire Ezreal. Now,
$30 skin.
I'm not sure if this is an advantage to them or disadvantage.
Because
It's Pulsefire Ezreal.
There was such a hyped up skin, but it came out
And then
under.
And then we got Rumble and Jungle, Phantom Karthus, Sasquatch. Okay, basically we have 4 skins coming down from Purple side, LZH. But then we got 3 coming down from Funk Overload. But Funk Overload has a legendary and a theme skin of the Pulse Fire. So I want to say that the legendary is worth at least 2 of those regular skins. Just because it's a legendary. It's a pretty good skin, Gentleman Cho'Gath. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a huge fan, but it's a good skin. Okay. Rumble and Jungle takes out 1, though. So let's just say Rumble and Jungle with Phantom Karthus. Okay. Gentleman Cho'Gath takes out 2. So we'll just get rid of Arcade Sona and Arclight Varus. So now, basically the question is Pulse Fire Ezreal just worth 1 skin? Do you think?
I don't care. I don't like Pulse Fire Ezreal because he's not frosted. So I would give it to this side of LZH.
You think LZH has the skin advantage?
Because it's not Pulse Fire.
IGN is Windexter fantastic as soon as you add us. We can be your friends forever. Yeah.
And we got the people all matched up together. Standard builds coming out from everyone, really. Pots and whatnot. Early game is where we see it all coming out for these teams. Both of these teams are very heavy early game teams, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. A good Cho'Gath Q into a stun could spell death for either any member, really, of this side of LZH. They don't have any really hard CC early, though, on the side of LZH. They don't really have much hard CC at all.
Yeah, definitely. You know, looking at differences, you know, kind of the comps, it'll be interesting how they kind of play off each other. And, you know, we're not really going to be able to tell until as the game goes on.
Magical ward over the wall. Karthus dodges out the stun and the rupture as well. Piercing arrow coming across 2. Lots of damage coming out from Ezreal everywhere. Ezreal on the other side forcing the flash out of Sona. That's really big that he got that flash so early. So win on the side of Funk Overload.
Cleaning up those
flash
wards
in the bottom lane. Not too big of a win, but it's still a win. And
Yeah.
they have 100 gold lead now.
Yeah, and you know, Sona having to do that recall, she's not going to be in lane quite as quickly. But
She'll
I
still make
think
it
that's
there.
okay. She'll be there within reasonable time, and Varus might actually be able to catch out this Nami. She's going to have to be very, very careful.
Now they're piercing on her back, but now he wants to get back down to his lane because the minions will be there very soon. There looks like there is a 3 versus 3 in this jungle. Karthus is trying to get around. He's not going to be able to get here in time. Both flashes over the wall. Did they get the buff, though? No, they didn't. Golem is still there, and it might spell death. First blood, possibly. First blood for Nami. A second kill maybe in onto Nunu. This might be a very detrimental mistake. Ignite going in onto Nunu. He might be taken down as well. The pot is trying to fight against the Ignite, and it is enough. Wow. Never seen that much of a pot.
Nice little dodge there by that Sona, dodging that Mystic Shot coming from that full fire Ezreal. You know, Sasori doing a fantastic job on that Sona. You know, Ezreal down there all alone. Nami just deciding now to scroll down into the bot lane. But it looks like Sona's going to be able to spot it with a ward in that Tribush. She does do quite an amount of damage using her Q and that power chord. But Nami should be able to heal that up quite shortly.
I don't think this is stuck for Nunu too much. He does have that smite and then the consume, so he should be okay. You notice he didn't even back, and he was still able to pick up that buff by himself. He's still a very strong jungler because of that double smite. He's just not going to be able to be that invade heavy. And you see Cho'Gath's actually he's man-moding up into the enemy jungle. He knows that Nunu's going to have to back before or after his first buff, so he knows that that red buff's pretty much mine. Nunu's going to go down for it, but maybe he can sniff out that it's not going to be an option for him. But it does look like he's going to head straight down for that.
Sona might get a little cut off here by that Ezreal. She's going to have to be really careful. They did have... She walked into that Nami, and I don't know, they didn't really engage on that. Varus is able to deal a lot of damage on that Ezreal, though. I don't really know what is happening. I don't know, maybe they were scared of that Varus being able to dish out something, but that was kind of weird in my opinion. They were dealing, yeah, like Son just kind of walked in and
so Nunu noticed
really
his
contested.
red wasn't there, so he's going down to get his the enemy red buff. But Cho'Gath is there as well. He will have consume up though. This is gonna be interesting to see who can get it. Nunu has zoned out Cho'Gath, but he knows that Cho'Gath knows that Nunu just has too much of a smite still, so he knows that's not really something that I should be going for. Flash burned by Nami, I think. No, there's the flash. I heard a flash, so I didn't know who it was by. A bunch of damage, a bunch of pain putting down onto both members, but just the mana isn't there right now for Varus to get another piercing arrow off, so he doesn't have that ability to snipe out that Nami. As Cho'Gath's coming down, he's running fast and fast into the bot lane, doesn't have any boots though, so it's not too fast, he just looks kind of fast.
Nami She's used all her support items, which is quite interesting. You know, I actually am quite baffled by that. You do see her recalling now. She's quite low. She will most likely restock on those wards. She has to be very careful. One power cord coming from that Sona, and she would be as good as dead. You know, looks like Cho'Gath might be coming up to do a little bit of gank up in mid lane, but it looks like he's just going to end up walking in, as you can see on the minimap. Teleport coming in from that Anivia. Teleports onto the ward down into the bottom lane. She
looking out for the Sona.
She goes for that wall, but she's not quite getting that Sona. They deal as much damage as they can, but Ezreal, very, very low, has to be
up with that arcane shift.
Yeah, arcane shift is quite an interesting ability. You know,
it does a decent amount of damage.
A lot of people consider it just kind of an extension of their auto attack, but then again, a lot of people say never engage with arcane and shit.
As Doublelift would say, never engage with your jumps. But as PewDiePie says, screw whatever Doublelift says. I do whatever the hell I want.
Yeah, most definitely. And you know, we see now Zenivia taking a huge beating. Will Karthus be able to take her down? He
jumps into the egg, but I don't think he's gonna be able to take this one down because he's taking too many tower hits. Cho'Gath might be able to come in. He's gonna be able to protect her out very well. It is still 2-0 in favor of Funk Overload, but now that Anivia doesn't have that egg, she's gonna have to be a little bit more careful, a little less reckless. Once Karthus does get that ultimate, she's gonna have to be even more careful because, of course, Karthus with Requiem is annoying.
Yeah, and he's almost 6.
Not halfway there.
Once he gets there, it's gonna be game time, because that's the point in time where you know there's no point where I can just be in lane at low health. So like when Nami was down, just hanging out in bottom lane at that low amount of health, if Karthus has ultimate, easy kill. Like if you're low on health, you have to basically instantly recall and hope that Karthus doesn't catch you, because it's something that can just really screw up your game, and you have to be aware of it at pretty much all times. A lot of aggression still coming out from this bot lane. Varus especially, you know, using that piercing arrow.
But he's out of mana now, so he's not going to be able to poke as hard as he'd really like to. Ezreal, if he realizes this, can just charge back up with the heal, the ebb and flow, and, of course, the Doran Blade. So he's going to kind of have an advantage now, because once they both hit 6 in just a few seconds, Varus isn't going to have that extra damage from those abilities like Ezreal will, and he's going to be able to fire that True Shot Barrage, which does so much damage at level 6, just in compared to the 10. The base damage on it is just really high. It can do a good chunk of your health if it hits you before hitting any minions.
Jace making sure there's as much wardage up in the top lane as possible. He had it really deep, just in front of Baron Pit, essentially. Of course, Rumble spotting that off of his own ward, saying, there's a ward there, watch for that one. Cho'Gath, know that's there. Of course, looks like we're going to be picking up the blue buff for Anivia. Of course, Cho'Gath pinging for that one, and Karthus will most likely be getting his own blue buff momentarily. Video lag, we have had very few dropped frames.
It's probably on the side of Twitch's fault. Twitch has a lot of bugs with a lot of their things when it comes to video quality. It's just like random. Oh, excuse me, we have a good engaged comedian onto this. Nunu, he gets stunned up, forced to flash away. Okay, but no, a lot of random, what's it called? Quality settings sometimes have lag. We do stream on 768, so it is above HD, but it is, so that might be if you can't be running HD very well. There are a few factors, but I'm sorry if it does not. Well, it did once. I don't know why it keeps lagging. It's fine now. Okay, it's fine now. We happy. Nunu is so far behind. He's just hitting level 5, and Cho'Gath, I'm sure, is almost level 6. I wish that I could see him, but I can't.
Yeah, and I think, you know, this game's pretty stagnant right now. We see 2 kills going for Funk Overload, but there's nothing that's really kind of happened in the game as of right now that said this team has the advantage. This team, so-and-so.
No. There's not much of an advantage. Really, it's just in this bot lane. This is where the any advantage is. Mid lane and top lane, there's no discrepancy. It's just this bottom lane because they've gotten those 2 kills. But even then, they really have still a lot of burst. Cho'Gath gonna try to find out Karthus in the mid lane. Not gonna be too much there. Ezra going a little bit deep. Nami Wave though is coming across both members, doing a good amount of damage. The Karthus Requiem going to come through. Barry is going to be enough to take that one out. I just fumbled over my words there. It was terrible. I'm not a good caster. I need to get better. Jace in the top lane, even though he is his gate is nerfed a little bit, he's still a very strong champion. Nothing else really got nerfed on him, so he's still just as strong as he was with his damage and his poke and everything. It's just not going to be occurring as often, and it's not going to be that constant, like Nidalee Spears. Next thing you know, Nidalee Spears 16-7 cooldown.
Yeah, this Karthus, he has an advantage in the CS as well. It's just looking over all the items and such, and you know, if he can pull a large advantage out of this, he's going to be miles ahead of this Anivia. You know, we see really similar items on both of them. Both of them have a catalyst. Both of them have a tier of the goddess. And then, of course, Karthus on top of that, he has boots, he has ward, he has potion, and then he has the crystalline flask. You know, Anivia, excuse me. Anivia just has that ward. So, you know, you can see how just that little bit of CS lead that Karthus has, it's really showing.
And this shows the power of Nunu ganks that isn't there. Nunu, yes, he's a very strong jungler, but because he didn't get to do that invading stuff that he likes to do so early in the game, he's pretty much just like, I wouldn't say a nuisance, but he's not like a strong presence. He literally just runs into your lane, throws down a snowball, and can put attack speed on the other person. There's just not much more he does, and it's kind of disappointing in that aspect, but he's just really good for invading, and he's not doing too much of that.
Yeah, he's a strong champion, especially when it comes to one-on-one. But
I mean, a lot of times though in the jungle, you don't even level the snowball first, so you come in the lane and you're doing level 1 snowball, which with no AP because you're building full tank, and it's just like...
It's like, I'm going to use this to slow you, and that's pretty much
it's
it.
It's at 30% slow.
We saw 360 going down from that bars using those piercing arrows.
360 no scope, man.
It's hard to do a no scope in this game because that involves closing your actual eyes because you can't close your own eyes in the game. But we see a good, decent trade going between that Karthus and Anivia. Of course, Anivia just leaving your ultimate out, getting those CS. Cho'Gath possibly going for some kind of weird lane gank, but it looks like he's just going to end up recalling down the middle of mid lane. You scared that it's a ball of snow? I don't know. It's more like a ball of ice. Really, I think that would hurt.
Yeah, it's called Ice Blast.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So yeah, that would definitely hurt then. I mean,
ball or something like that. It's ice.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, that could hurt. That could definitely hurt.
So it is 4-0 in favor of Funk Overload. So they do have a pretty good lead. And now you see they're actually going to find out Nunu in the jungle once again. True Shot Barrage comes across, but a beautiful Sona ultimate is going to deter them, as well as Varus. They do end up saving them. Anivia does teleport down. Wave coming across. Will it able to connect with Nunu?
Barely missing. And that was almost a lot of abilities kind of lost there for almost no reason. They are going to dive this, and will they be able to land the Rupture? They do hit the Rupture, the bubble as well, and the Feast
Nami catches
screen.
them in midair. That was kind of cool looking. Now they're going to find out that Nunu's there. He does get a little bit of a slow on there, going to deter them from running to continue to engage. They're going to get the first turret of the game in this bottom lane. It's 5-0 in favor of this.
Overload having quite an advantage.
Overload is doing really well in this tournament. I like this that the only person that we've had, the only team that we've had win 2 tournaments in a row has been TDA, our very own team, but that doesn't say much. Don't worry, it's not rigged. But if Lzh is getting shut down, they were so prominent in the last tournament that it's kind of interesting to see that there's always that big power that's there, and then someone comes in the next tournament and shuts down that power, and that's what Funk Overload is doing right now. Jace coming in, going for a good amount of engage. The equalizer was used, and now they're gonna find Nunu as well. They're not gonna want to engage on him because they do have not a lot of mana on Ezreal and not a lot of anything on Cho'Gath.
Yeah, and yeah, bad feast. You know, so you don't always have to use that feast to last it. Of course, you get that stack if you do, but sometimes you just need that extra damage so that you can try and give other people a kill, or just so you can discourage the enemy even more. But with all the CC they have on their team, if you can hit, you should. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, pretty much all they have to do right now is hit 1 CC. That's the thing, because all the CC is so long. Like Nami overlasts for so long. The Cho'Gath Rupture, the silence on Cho'Gath, the stun on Anivia. All of their CC just lasts so long that it's pretty much if one hits, the other one's gonna hit.
Yeah, it'll just chain.
Stun
exactly.
Oh! Ooh! We're gonna go back.
Very,
We're gonna go back
very
and watch that. I'm
nice
sorry.
true shot.
I want to see that. I want to see that. So you see, we're gonna like look at this. Look at this thing. Look at it. Ugh.
Yeah, that was a very, very well placed
That
true
was.
shot barrage.
I just love seeing those kind of things. I do it all the time in solo queue, and I never hit one. So it's finally fun to see one hit.
Spent so much time stacking that.
Yeah, he didn't recall on the spot. It was the classic solo queue thing where you always recall at your turret, and he got caught out for it. So it was a good ult by Ezreal. Good job.
Yeah,
on his
very,
part.
very well
6-0
timed.
now. Ezreal is 4-0. He has 4 kills for
Yeah,
his team.
that's exactly what you want to see. Well, not exactly, but that's.
Well, if you're building that
that's
blue
pretty much what you want
Ezreal,
to see.
you
want to
need to be ahead early.
You need to be feeding that carry, or carries, I suppose. You know, and of course, giving your jungler and top laner a few kills here and there is definitely not bad. But
How they're gonna push down their second
all
turret of
those
the game.
kills on Ezreal is fantastic.
It's scary.
He has that bloodthirster
See how
already
fast
and
he's
that
sieging
tier.
on his turret. He's an Ezreal. He's usually not the big sieger.
Yeah, it more mobile, especially on Ezreal. You know, one of the most mobile AD carries. So it's pretty incredible.
I would say. Maybe Quinn, you could say, is
Quinn
more,
can
or
be pretty.
Valor. Valor is more
Yes.
mobile.
If
Valor
you're
is an AD carry because she's not ranged.
yes, correct. If you are considering Teemo, maybe.
And
Tristana has a little bit of mobility.
Yeah, but it
Ezreal just
doesn't
has
have-
that kind of like.
Ezreal has
constant-
such a low cooldown on his stuff.
Exactly. He can just jump around, especially if you're going blue Ezreal. We
40%
saw that
CDR.
equalizer and
Immediately that Nuno ultimate was completely negated. They're kind of caught out in the jungle now. Revenge Bunny's going to be taking a lot of damage. He's forced to flash away. 2 or 3 flashes. I can't even remember how many. Couldn't see it. Will the barrier be there? It is up, and it's going to be not even used. He's so confident in that. Varus ultimate is whipped. He goes in for the hail of arrows, but the Cho'Gath rupture, is there. And it is just out of there. You forgot her abilities. I'm assuming you mean you forgot Quinn's abilities. Her Q is she sends out Valor and it blinds her. W gives her vision and passive attack speed and active attack speed, I'm pretty sure, when you're in Valor. Her E is the vault where you jump to the person. If you're far away, you jump to them. If you're close to them, you jump away and you can jump over walls with it. And her ult, Nami's. I said all of them. Nami's abilities. Her Q is the bubble. Her W is the ebb and flow, where it heals her allies and it damages the enemies as it ebbs and flows back. Her E, you put it on someone and it gives them basically a red buff. It slows them and doesn't do true damage, it does magic damage. It makes her auto attacks deal magic damage and slow people. And her ultimate is obviously the wave, which is super long range and knocks everyone up and slows them. It slows you up for a longer period of time the farther away you are from the start of the wave. And her passive is every single time she uses an ability on an ally, they get movement speed. Boom. And I've never even played Nami and I know all that stuff. This is why I want to be a caster for League of Legends. I have to know all this stuff, man. I have to know all of this stuff.
Yeah, you know, just knowing it. God, oh, actually.
Apparently that recall was too loud for that Cho'Gath.
Quiet. Yeah, you know, interrupting that. He didn't really engage on that. He probably
He's being a
could
troll.
have.
He's just being a troll. He doesn't really have the damage to engage on that. He's building the traditional tanky Cho'Gath, getting that golem, the spirit of the ancient golem, and he's going to be building towards the runic bulwark now. And a good point on Cho'Gath right there. The little things is when you're sieging turrets as Cho'Gath, turn your E off. Because your E will go behind the turret and it will make the turret target you. You see the bubble coming out. Gonna miss on a Nunu. He has a little bit too much movement speed there. It's pretty good that they could still kind of siege under these turrets, or wave clear under these turrets. Actually, they're going to catch out Nunu. He's going to be taken very low. The feast did go down, but it is not enough to be taking him down. Wave comes across Karthus. True Shot Barrage comes across, but the burn from Flame Splitter is just too much at that point. You see a good amount of damage coming in onto Ezreal, though. He's going to be engaged on by Jace. To the skies was used, and now he is finally, Jace is being made disengaged. Lzh Sasori has picked up 1 kill, the first kill on the side of LZH. They're going to be continuing to engage. This might be the point where they can turn the game around. Another rupture is landed beautifully. Piercing arrow. Oh my gosh! Did you see that?
Into that piercing arrow.
Into it, and it was like it was already past. It was like he hit the side of the arrow. It was like he got tabletop. Like he ran into a pipe hanging, and he.
It's like catching a fish on the side. Beautiful. It's like a work of art. That was fantastic, though. A very, very poorly timed arcane shift. Yeah, that was certainly odd. You know, normally.
And Karthus ultimate is gonna come in on the Nami. She's stayed too long. Revenge Bunny, you trolling bastard.
Like I was
Excuse
saying,
my language, but
you've
seriously.
got to recall as soon as possible, otherwise you're going to be in deep, deep trouble.
And she just sat there. She knew it was coming. She stopped the recall and everything. She was sitting there just like...
Excuse my language, of course. Like you were saying, Arky Rocks, sorry we didn't get to use before. You know, yeah, like you were saying, blue team, much better fighting potential, and purple team was probably trying to win their lanes before the big fights, team fight started. That's definitely possible. You know, Nunu, if he can get ahead early, he's incredible. Karthus as well, Jace, of course. You know, a lot of their champions
Jace
are
is
really...
still in this fight. Jace is pretty much the only person left on the side of LZH. I mean, I guess Varus still, but Karthus is kind of out of it right as of now. Excuse me, my throat hurts. But he's pretty much out of it as of now. Except for that Requiem, still doing a decent amount of damage. Other than that, he's getting melted so fast in these fights that it's just he's not up to speed with what he needs to be doing.
What were the bans for this game? We had...
Thresh was one.
Let's see. Okay, for LZH, there was a Thresh. Thresh, Zac.
Zac was good.
And a... I don't remember the last one. I know there was a Twisted Fate, a Kennen.
Kennen was the last one for LZH. Okay, well, we have a fight now. The dragon did go down for LZH, though. Wave comes across, whips across everyone. Now the Nivea teleport in the middle. Everyone immediately gets egged. This is what LZH needs to come back into this game. Nivea is taken down. C4 Lasty gonna pick up that one. Nunu coming back into the game. The Karthus has been taken down. Revenge Bunny is gone out of the fight. And now you see the gate coming through. Not gonna pick off Cho'Gath. Ezreal does tank that one. They still have good damage and they're relying on Heavy Sona and Varus ults. That is yes. And they did find all of their targets there. The Nunu ultimate was good. Popped into Egg Nivea. And then the rest of Funk Overload just had to disengage because if they stayed there, that would have been more deaths for them. They just had to let Nivea die. And that was good good fighting on LZH. They got the dragon, they got the couple kills that they needed there. But now they might have stayed too long and they're going to find one in onto Nunu, excuse me. Now they're going to find a second one. The flash coming out from Sona. Will they be able to find another one? Though the slowing auto attacks are there. Another one is going to be found with the Arcane Shift, of course. And they're not going to find any more. Ezreal coming through, not going to find any more kills. This is going to be wave clear so they can siege down this mid turret and find their third turret of the game. Ooh.
Trying to get Arcane Shift into a missing shot on that one.
Varus isn't really low. He's just trying to stop him from recalling. Being a troll.
30 viewers.
31 viewers, ladies and gentlemen. Keep it up. At the end of the stream, if we have 30 viewers, we will do a giveaway. We'll do a giveaway.
Yeah, definitely.
30 viewers at the end of the stream, ladies and gentlemen.
Play support with Boris all the time. I guess that could kind of work. You know, you definitely have a lot of poking potential, and I guess with your slow and you can kind of lock down the enemy with your ultimate as well. But I don't know if that's definitely not traditional. I'm not saying that's bad, but it's certainly interesting.
Definitely.
And you know, anyone who can really kind of keep someone on lockdown can be a support, I suppose.
A little bit.
You know, LZH. While they are
kind of coming back at this, they should have disengaged from that. They should have taken that one at Dragon. Like, oh, we just got 1,000 gold, and then we got an extra gold from that shutdown kill onto Nivea. Or not really shutdown because she hasn't gotten any kills, but we should just leave. The death timers are so short right now that they were just able to come back up and continue to engage on this fight. And it was just a little bit of a mistake on the side, I would say, of LZH just getting a little too overzealous from that win. Because they still aren't as strong as they really would like to be. They just had a good fight, a bad teleport on the side of Nivea. So they really just needed to just cut their wins. Not cut their losses, cut their wins. All right.
Oh, okay. I see your little twist.
Hey.
Hey, you. But a little bit of kind of like a peaceful intermission going on here in the little after that, or after those few engages, and I think it's mostly on LZH's part. I think they know they are a little behind. Okay, but they're trying to make sure they don't do anything crazy. They're trying to catch up this Nami, but I don't think they'll be able to do it. Of course, we see them disengaging. But they know if they can jump onto Funk Overload's mistakes, if they can play passively enough so that they wait until something happens and then jump on it, they might be able to turn this around big time. As we saw earlier, they were pushing so hard onto that turret. They almost got it. But it's going to be tricky. They're going to have to be very, very careful. There's no doubt about that.
So guys, hold it even at this 30 viewers. Don't let it go, because we have to see it after the stream. After you give away the prizes, then we'll be like, 30 views, let's give away a money.
Yes.
I'm sure you guys like seeing us cry as we give away the money to feed our children.
Yes, sir. No children. I have no children.
I'm glad for you. Children.
No.
Children.
No. We see a lot of damage.
Wow, they're going to catch out this Nami if they continue to engage. The wall is there.
Not quite.
They have so much disengage and engage. Like both of all their abilities, the bubble, the Cho'Gath, everything. It's disengage and engage in itself.
Who doesn't like money, Plague? I mean, seriously, come on.
I don't really care about money.
Money can be helpful. Don't get me wrong.
It's helpful, but I'm not like...
They have Funk Overload kind of pushed away from the turret. If they kept the flying pressure, they might have been able to kind of go at it. You know, kind of keeping Funk Overload pushed over to the side.
No one on the side of LZH though is on the side or at the point where they can tank turrets like that. Cho'Gath, of course, is because
Cho'Gath can be really, really strong. And you know, I mean, of course, look how big he is. He's a huge bug. I mean, what's cooler than that?
What's more badass than a bug that you can't squash?
I think that's just scary.
Yeah, just say it. Can't CC a dead Karthus. That is true.
You can't CC a dead anything if you want to believe.
You can keep him from getting on your team.
That's true.
Good joke.
Alright, it looks like we might have a little bit engaging.
And Nivea's getting poked on really hard. She's gonna be forced to recall. Nami's not there as well. They have a 5-man stack in this mid lane. They're gonna go for a turret. Now would be the time.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I don't know if they saw that Nivea recall, but of course they know she's definitely not there now. They do not see her.
You can CC a dead York. You can.
You can. That's yes, most definitely. I guess you. Okay, actually, I bet you can. You can CC a dead. Can you CC a dead Karthus if your ultimate's a Karthus?
Ooh, come on, Plague. You gotta spit it out, man. You gotta think of these things. You could have won that round right there.
Boom. I got you. But it looks like there's gonna be a quick disengage coming in from LZH. As Anivia is getting back, man, Funk Overload just pushing full force down this lane. Rumble popping his equalizer, making sure there's no minions in their way. Just stomping all the way down mid lane. Of course, walking away might be going to get some buffs, get Dragon. Maybe take a look at Baron, get some wards down especially.
You can't CC an Ignivia because she's already CC'd. Ayo.
You can, but I don't really see.
I mean, you can knock her back, but
why? Can you knock it up?
Yeah. Fuck, I'm stupid actually.
I mean,
but you can't like stun it.
LCH is gonna go for this dragon actually, but it could have just
You're
been
gonna
a
get
bait.
out.
And it actually looks like Karthus is just going full man mode. He's just walking straight towards him. He has the file, but he does go down. He's
gonna find a good amount of people with his ultimate.
He does pick up the Nani, and Rumble about to go down as well. Bar speaking of that, one last auto attack. He does shoot his piercing arrow, but Arcane Shift coming out from that Ezreal. And it looks like it was a 1 for 3, if I am correct. And it looks like they're going to go for this dragon once more, but Anivia just sitting around the other edge. She might be able to pick out a kill here. Very, very low health to Nunu, as well as Sona, but it looks like they're just going to retreat. Everyone's going to recall.
Ezreal's good for more than poking. He's good for kiting. He's not good for being like a hyper carry or anything like that. He's good for kiting. Once you get that Iceborne Gauntlet, it's just like kites for days because you can put slowdown every 2 seconds. And you can arcane shift like because you're it's like a 6-second cooldown, but with the 2 every 2 seconds you're getting a reset. It's like every 3 seconds you can arcane shift. You're never running out of mana. It's just kites. It's kites. Yes, and chasing as well. Chasing, kiting, anything all along those lines.
Yeah, definitely, because he
Cho'Gath's gonna have to feast back up because he just died.
Yeah, that's always a tough thing to do. You know, when a Cho'Gath loses his stacks, it's you have to remember that you're not as tanky now. You lose quite a substantial amount of health.
Yes.
So you have to remember, I'm not so tanky now. I have to play more passive until I can get my stacks back, because losing those stacks can really change.
Ezreal ultimate coming through just to whip out the first doing that dragon. It's going to be just a repeat of this fight. LZH does pick up that dragon though. No one's really that low. They're going to try to catch out this Nunu. The wave comes across all 5 members. This card is going to be able to sidestep that one. Nunu is taken down. That is 1 kill for 1 dragon. Let's see how many more they can find here. They're going to find out Varus as well. Double kill for Anivia. She's going to be getting big in this fight. 3 for 1. 3 and 1 Arnivia in favor of that dragon. Not too bad if they can get a turret off this. It'll be really strong in favor of Funko.
Yeah, but I'm not quite sure if they're going to be able to do it. I think that Jace Sonakarthus will be just enough to be able to keep them from it. But it looks like they're going to go for this Baron buff, and
that'll definitely be worth it. 2 dash.
It's going to be very tricky for them to be able to do this. But if Baron can get them down low enough, Jace picking up a nice
the fadeaway
kill.
over the wall, Jace is just able to do
If
so
Baron
much
gets
damage.
them low enough, Karthus would just be able to use his Requiem and pick up a bunch of kills.
He is on Requiem, huh?
It is almost off, though. It's coming up. So if they continue that, it may or may not have been off.
Rumble ult plus the wave. Ooh, it is very brutal.
As Nami works because of the mobility, you can chase and kite super easy with speed boost and slow. Yeah, actually, that'd be a great combo to see as Nami. Yeah.
Just be a great combo to see. Go back in the past and see it.
Let's see. Koreans play as mid with dual AD.
Yes, that is a thing.
Okay, fantastic. Rumble, Ultimate, and Wave is brutal. Yes, actually, I completely agree. Rumble with a couple people. Jarvan's Cataclysm, Cho'Gath's Rupture as well. Anything that slows, like Karthus' wall.
On there.
Karthus' wall as well with Rumble's Ultimate, if you can hit them with both of them at the same time. Because it's like a double slow, and then magic resistance is dropped, so you're taking additional damage from the equalizer.
So even though LZH is down on the kills, they're even on turrets, and they're keeping their CS an advantage. You know, Karthus has about a 50 lead in favor of himself, and then you've got Jason on the top, and they're about a 20, and so they just have the gold leads where it's needed, and so that's why they're only down by about 2,000 gold. So these fights are so even. It's just really people outplaying the other team.
Yeah. It just comes down to those little mistakes. Both these teams are very strong.
It seems like Nunu is making a couple of them. He's gotten caught out in the past, and he almost got caught out there, but now it might be actually a re-engage. The wave is there across 3 members of the enemy team. Egg Nivea has been popped.
The
Sona
Nunu
ultimate coming
ultimate
across.
not doing that much damage, actually, that absolute 0. They do pick off that Anivia, and it's a 0 for 2 as of right now. Karthus going ham. He just wants to get in there so he can do some damage while he's dead. He does cast the Requiem. Will this be a triple kill? Double kill, almost getting that Anivia, but not quite. It looks like they're going to be able to pick up this turret and possibly another. They've got 2 very healthy members along with a semi-healthy Nunu and Jace. They will pick up the second turret, it looks like. Will they be able to pick up the inhibitor time? There's about 25 seconds until Nivea and Cho'Gath are up. 30 for Ezreal. Will this be?
That was really
That was
good
a very strong push for LZH.
They saw that Nunu got caught out, so they're like, Nunu, why you make mistakes? But then the Nunu was like, I just got someone over here, let's go engage on them. So he gets so much speed boost with the Blood Boil and the Jace Gate and the Sonos speed up. Everyone just rushes in there at once and just can.
Did I say Nivea really? I just want to say Nami, but okay. Yeah, definitely. Karthus got super farmed. You know, this isn't like ridiculous. Trust me. Like you can sometimes see Karthus. My apologies, Blake. But you can sometimes see Karthus like 30 minutes in and he'll have like 400 farm. Like 265 is a heck of a lot of farm.
It's a good amount of farm, but it's not perfect farm. The Koreans have defined perfect farm as 10 minion kills a minute. So basically you just take 32 and then you add a 0. So we should have 320 farm if you were to have perfect farm.
Oh, okay, there you go.
That is how the Koreans train. They train to have perfect farm all game.
Really?
Yes.
All game?
All like their 3 main lanes, their top, mid, and their AD carry. All have to have perfect farm all game.
Beautiful.
That is how the Koreans play, and it's how they win. So
that's why they're better than us. And I think a lot of people would actually agree.
Better than you, not me. And you said the Nunu ultimate did do so much damage because traditional jungle Nunu, as I said, all he does is he's for that early game invading and the harassing in the jungle. As you can see, he's just a straight tank now. He doesn't do that much. He blood boils Varus and then just ults and dies.
He's kind of like almost counter that Cho'Gath, basically. You know, they have that really tanky Cho'Gath, and then they have this really tanky Nunu. So, I mean, they kind of balance each other out.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, when it comes to stealing buffs, they balance each other out. But Nunu or Cho'Gath can, of course, eat someone, where Nunu can only eat neutral things. He can only eat minions.
Yeah, certainly. So. And I agree, RG Rocks. Yeah, LZH was behind a little bit
They
before,
weren't
but
behind by too much, where it was.
they
a
were
point of
being
no return.
pressured against though, and that's enough basically to discourage you.
And their
from
early
just
game
farming.
was just like it was terrible. Their early game, they made a lot of mistakes. They got caught out many times, burned like almost all of their flashes early game, and even got like kills. Like they even got 2 kills off of it or something like that. So it was a bad early game for them. But
I'm
they're
glad
coming
coming back though.
back.
This is very
This is a very interesting game.
yeah, definitely. Oh man, we're like in unison.
No wonder we work together.
You've got that right, Bruce. You see a little bit of Pokemon from that
Han Solo,
Nabrolian.
you potato chip. Rumble Ultimate coming across, they're going to be Flash and Wall, and then, oh my gosh, everyone is caught out. The Nami Wave coming across, immediately melting down that card. But that's not the person you want to melt first, because now he's going to get that Requiem in there, definitely going to kill off Rumble. Double kill for Cardus with that Requiem, and Nivea's taken down as well. That is a 3 for 1, excuse me. They killed Cho'Gath straight up without the Cardus ultimate. They're going to come in, they're going to find Ezreal most likely. Basic is on a rampage, they're going to get an ace in here.
Come on, get it! They are chasing for that Ezreal.
This is how
He
Ezreal
does
kites
arcane
away.
shift over the wall. They need to stop focusing on this Ezreal and go for the inhibitor turret. Don't worry about Ezreal. You can see them all turning around. They are quite low, excluding the Sona, but it does look like they're going to be able to pick up the turret, no problem, and most likely
They're
the
not going to
inhibitor.
be able to finish this game because they're too low, and if the enemy team does come up, the death timers are so long right now. They're not like extraordinarily long, but they are a good 40 seconds where they could go out and they could siege Baron, and even now you could see Funk Overload go and siege Baron. They could come out as 5 and rush that Baron because as all the members of LZH Recall, they're not going to be there for a good amount of time.
Now you can see Ezreal does have True Shot Barrage Shot, but he didn't try and go for anything.
He's saving that for the Baron.
Definitely, you know, he's thinking ahead. He's thinking, okay, what's gonna make or break this game is Baron, essentially. You know, and I don't want to. I was saying earlier, Baron doesn't guarantee like.
Well,
free team fights.
it's not.
But
the-
in
it's
this
not-
case, where it's so close,
Well, no, it's not that the fact that the Baron buff itself is going to guarantee.
it's gonna be the bait of the Baron.
Yeah, it's going to be the dance they do around that Baron that is going to guarantee this fight. Whichever team. Oh, I'm not saying whichever team. If Funk Overload messes up this fight at Baron, they're done. If they win the fight at Baron, they can slowly start to come back just like LZH just did.
I think it's going to come down to who initiates the Baron. Like, who is in the Baron pit and being attacked.
So Varus is 1v1ing against Ezreal. He arcane shifts in. That was a huge mistake, and that is going to be spell his death. It is now going to be a 4v5 as they stack up in the last lane standing, and they could, they're just going to siege down this turret. Face tanking this one. Jace feels like he's tanky enough, even though he's almost dead. 2 more turret shots, and he would have been dead. 1 more turret shot and a True Shot Barrage, but Ezreal's not up, so... Now Sona's going to slowly heal him back to full health as the poke comes through. Getting Nami, or excuse me, Nivea, I'm doing the same thing you did, down to about half health.
Yeah, and if they can get down this turret inhibitor, the game is going to be extremely difficult for Funk Overload. You know, turning this around, like, look at this. LZH was behind earlier in this game. Now they're way ahead in turrets. They're up by 5 turrets. They're equal in kills. They're ahead in gold. You know, they're doing a spectacular job turning this around. I don't know what happened in their mindsets to allow this to happen, but it is incredible. You know, seeing all these plays coming into action is just spectacular, and they're trying their darndest to try and get this turret down right now so that they can get this last inhibitor. Of course, mid lane inhibitor is going to be coming back up very shortly as well, and they're going to go for that quite soon. But I'm just waiting for this next engage, because I know this next engage could make or break this entire team.
So you see the True Shot Barrage coming out, kind of missing the minion wave. That's really what he was most likely going to want to be used for, is to clear out those minions. And now you see they're going to siege down this last turret, and that should be the end of anything that's really holding the base together in favor for Funk Overload.
Yeah, are these the diamonds in the tournament? We have all kinds of ranks up in this game. LZH is Soku, they're mostly diamonds. Their team as a whole is about Plat 3, I believe. And then we have a whole range of ranks
we have a
on
lot of diamonds,
Funk Overload.
Yes, and we have even have a challenge.
Plats, diamonds, and 1 challenger. So this is quite an interesting game. we see Ezreal trying to hunt down this Nunu, but
Now they're
not
just gonna
quite
siege on
being
this
able
mid lane and get this middle inhibitor. Possibly no. The Rupture is beautifully
barely
dodged though.
missing it. Man, that was actually that was pretty good. They do
Missing
get down the
twice.
inhibitor, but getting locked down by some of the CC is just really tough. Karthus looks like he's going to go down. He's going rage mode, fully going in after that Ezreal. He does go down. Will the Requiem come out? It is not off cooldown. There it is, actually coming down right now, dealing tons of damage. And Jason being able to pick up a double kill real quick. And Nivea going into egg Nivea. Nami trying to heal that as much as possible, but she does go down. And this could be good game. Very climactic end to True Damage Gaming 5v5 number 6. Nami trying